Yo, what's good? We back. This is Promo Palace LLC Vlog 35. Building fans is a process. That's the title of this one. Building fans is a process. While I sip a little bit of agua, hit that click now subscribe button in that right hand corner. Don't forget the audio version of my vlog goes to Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon, Odyssey, Castbox, Deezer, iHeart, Player FM, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Stitcher, and TuneIn. Vlog 35, building fans is a process. A lot of musicians, y'all think like building fans is like an overnight process. Like y'all want to buy a million followers and you want them in like 30 days and you want them to be all real. Not likely. Not likely. No. Unless you got some content that you're posting that's going viral, it's not likely, you know. And there's a few things that really dictates the fan building process and how long it could be. You know, like I was talking to a friend earlier. You know, we were talking about an artist like Moray. Like he had an instant hit, you know. And then we were talking about, comparing. We were talking about underground artists, like underground hip hop artists who don't really make radio records or club records. They're not really making instant hits. They're really making a lot of album cuts, right? So if you're like an underground hip hop artist and you don't make club records, you don't make radio singles, and you don't really make like hit records, period. You just make album cuts or just underground, hardcore hip hop records. The process could be a lot longer for you, you know. And the only thing that could speed it up is your budget. You know, typically your budget is dictating how fast we can build fans and how much content you pump out. That's the two main things nowadays that are dictating how fast your fans are being built. Is your content and your budget. So you gotta have a lot of content, first of all. Let's start with content. You gotta have a lot of content. And you gotta constantly pump out consistent content, consistently pump out content, and it has to consistently be good or entertaining or whatever your niche is. Just like, for example, like Instagram influencers. Some might be models, some might be dancers, some might do artwork and drawings and stuff. But even if you're doing like artworks and drawings and stuff, you have to consistently pump out that content. You know, like day to day, you got to pump out content, and like 2, 3, 4 times a day usually. Because the more content you pump out, the faster you can build fans. I repeat, the more content you pump out, the faster you can build fans. And a lot of musicians and artists, a lot of times the only content they're putting out is music, but there has to be other content as well. That's the thing. Music, even if you're a musician, music can't be your only content. Not if you're trying to build fan base. You have to have content that show other aspects of your life and who you are. You know what I'm saying? Your personality, your character, your gimmick, why you're entertaining. So you got to pump out content. You got to make sure it's good content, entertaining content. Um, and budget. Like, budgets dictate this too. Like, artists that have smaller budgets, the process is going to be longer than an artist that has a bigger budget. The bigger your budget is, the faster we can speed up the process. It's like, I tell artists, like, you should at least be, if you're not advertising at least a minimal $1 a day, I have to really question, your commitment and determination as an artist to trying to build fans or anything of that nature, right? I have to question it. But even if you're an artist that is spending $1 a day, you can't expect that the process is going to go as fast as the guy that's spending $10 a day, who's spending 10 times more than you, who's getting his music out to 10 times as many fans or potential fans. You know, the more eyeballs we can get your music to, and the faster we can get him to him, the faster we can speed up the process of building fans. But the smaller your budget, the less you can do, unless you're going off of the content. And with that, you got to pump out content every single day. And you can't just post, as a musician, you can't just post music videos. You can't just post Spotify links and Apple links. You can't just post pictures and you're just comments, you commenting on things and whatnot. You have to pump out a lot of visual content. A lot of visual content. You need to be pumping out videos of you day to day, 2, 3, 4 times a day. As many times a day as you can pump out content, pump out content. You know, if you can pump out content every single hour of the day that you're awake, pump out content. But don't just pump out music. Just don't pump out song links and music video links. Pump out visuals of you doing whatever, riding to a beat, freestyle to a beat, hanging with the homies, clowning and having fun, joking around. If you joking with somebody or clowning with somebody, post that, whatever. But content and budgets is what speed up the process. So the faster you pump out content and the bigger your budget is, the faster the process. It's like a cat like Murray, when you put up $250,000 behind this cat in a 3 to 4 month period of time of running ads. Yes, the process is going to speed up. Plus, he has an instant hit. That's the thing. If you're not coming to the table also with an instant hit, I must stress that. If you don't have an instant hit, the process is going to be longer as well. I don't care how much money you got. If you don't got an instant hit, it's going to be a process. You're not going to be able to make a cat pop in 4 to 5 months unless he has an instant hit. That's the only way you're making a cat pop in that short period of time, is he has to have an instant hit. And everybody doesn't have instant hits. They just might have good records, average records, or below average records. So if you don't got an instant hit, I always stress, you're not really bringing too much of value to the table as an artist and musician unless you're bringing budget to the table. So you're bringing no instant hit and no budget. You bringing nothing of value to the table except a long fan building process that's going to take a lot of time and a lot of money. Because building consumers and fans in any industry, and the amount of consumers that you need in the music industry to make a living day to day, month to month, year to year, requires a nice amount of time and a nice amount of budget. Nose is itching. So yeah, man, like we got to be realistic, about the expectations of how long a process is going to be. If you're not spending money every single day on advertising, first of all, if you're not spending money every single day on advertising, and I don't mean just for 30 days or for 60 days or 90 days, I mean like every single day for a year, you got to be realistic about the process. You got to be realistic about how much are we spending day to day. Are we spending $1 a day, $2 a day, $3 a day, $10 a day? Some people are spending $100 a day. Some people are spending $1,000 a day. I can tell you, Miranda was spending $1,000 a day at least $1,000 a day on ads. So that speeds up the process a lot. But if you're spending, you're over here spending $100 a month, and you're expecting to get as many fans in a short period of time as an artist who's spending $1,000 a day. I mean, it's $30,000 in a month spent on ads. That's a lot of advertising. That's a lot of advertising. Even if you don't got an instant hit, that's a lot of advertising that's gonna definitely get you to a ton of eyeballs. So fan building is a process. Whether you're an influencer, whether you're a business or a brand, whether you're a musician, it's a process. And what determines how fast that process is content and budget. Content and budget, you know. And you pumping out a little bit of content, you know, doesn't help the process well. You got to be committed to pumping out content if you want to build a fan base. And you got to have a budget. If you don't have an investor, you got to take what you can afford and you got to, put it into YouTube. If you can only afford $100 a month, that's all you can afford. I'm not gonna knock it. That's fine, but you got to put that $100 a month in every single month, and you got to keep pumping out content while you're advertising. You know, like I typically advertise 2 to 3 videos at one time off of a budget. I might advertise 2 videos over $3 a day, and 3 videos of $3 a day, and I'm creating content every single week. I create content 3 times a week on the Paul Pickett Podcast YouTube channel, and I'm creating vlogs 2 to 3 times a week on my Promo Palace LLC vlog channel. And once I have both of those monetized and I reach a certain fan base, I'll be pretty much good to go. And I just keep pumping out content. You know what I'm saying? And keep coming up with new titles. I gotta make sure different titles reach different keywords, so the algorithms kick in on searching and stuff like that. You gotta definitely try to stay on trending topics when doing this, But yeah, no matter who you are, you gotta, even if you're a business, you want to pump out continuous content, on your social media channels. If you're an artist, musician, continuous content. And there's people that's building a lot of fan base with barely no budget, but they put out a lot of content. They put out a lot of content. And the content is really where they're spending the money at. Like constantly putting out a ton of music videos, a ton of songs, a ton of content in between. Like constantly just throwing a lot of visual content in between the songs you're putting out. Constantly, as an artist, you got to constantly put out visual content in between the songs you put out. And I don't mean just music video content. I mean just visual content. I got to stress this over and over again, man. If you want to build fan base nowadays online, you got to pretty much be a reality TV show. You got to be willing to put your whole, or the majority of your life out there, except everything that you do in the bedroom. You got to be willing to put everything that you do in life that's PG, that's suitable for PG-13 eyes and not the rated R stuff. Anything, and some people are comfortable putting out the rated R stuff in their life, like rappers are and celebrities and stuff like that. But as a business, or as an influencer, you just got to be willing to just open yourself up. That's, you got to open yourself up to the world. You got to pump out content. It can't just be Spotify links and YouTube links. Where's all the other content that goes? And you posted, like you commenting on something, like your comments about something that happened, some world event, or that's not really content. The content is always going to be the visual stuff. Pictures and videos. Just pictures of you doing this, you doing that. That's part of the content too. Pump out as many pictures as you can, wherever you can. New outfits, going here, going there. But if you're going here, going there, where's the visual content as well? You know what I'm saying? The visual content as well. So you got to be committed to these things. You got committed to pumping out content, and as an artist and a musician, if you don't got a big budget, You got to be committed to finding an investor. Don't forget to hit that click now subscribe button in that right hand corner. But you got to be committed to finding an investor. If not, you have to be patient with the process. If you don't have your own serious budget as an artist, right, and you're not committed to getting an investor, then you have to be patient with the process, because building fans is a process, you know. And me as a business owner doing what I do, like, I don't. There's some services I don't need, 1,000 people ordering like certain packages. You know what I'm saying? I don't need 1,000 people ordering certain packages because I wouldn't be able to um, keep up with the work. I want to be able to deliver in a, like now YouTube ads. If 1,000 people want to order YouTube ads, go be it. I spent all day setting up YouTube ads because as soon as I set it up and I'm done, that's it. It runs. I spent all day just setting up YouTube ads. Easiest job ever. 1,000 people want to order YouTube ads at once. But certain services, you can't handle 1,000 people at once. I don't know that I could do 1,000 playlist pitches at once. That's a lot. That's extremely lot because I don't know that any playlisters could handle. That's 1,000 songs at once. I don't know that that's just too much. So I'm content with advertising at $1 a day, $2 a day, $3 a day. But I advertise every single day for years now. Not just 30 days, not just for a week, not just for 90 days. I advertise every single day. You know what I'm saying? And I pump out content weekly, 2-3 times a week on YouTube. Then, Instagram, of course, every single day. Got to do a story post. Every single day you should be doing a Facebook story post, an Instagram story post. You should be always pumping out, multiple posts on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter every single day. I recommend one post every 2 to 4 hours that you're up. You know what I'm saying? Every 2 to 4 hours that you're up. And different hashtags. Different hashtags every time. You know what I'm saying? Post at different times. Post at different times too. Because you can reach different time zones as well. You got to realize some people are on different time zones. You can't just go posting off of your time zone. So yeah, content and budget is going to dictate how fast your process is going to be and how good your content is, how entertaining it is, how much people react to it, engage with it. If people ain't engaging with your content a lot and reacting to it, that's going to slow up the process as well. So it's actually good when people actually, like, I had a podcast the other day about the baby, and I got people getting a little controversial, because they're really commenting about why, mad at the baby, but they're kind of like also mad because I didn't really, go in on them and, put them down and whatnot. I just know, I understand the baby is the baby. Any man that goes to South by Southwest in a diaper, I'm going to say it 100 times, doesn't care what anybody thinks about him. And he was comfortable wearing a diaper. The baby was comfortable. He was comfortable wearing that diaper with his gold chain, smiling like the baby does, wearing that diaper. So I wouldn't have been as comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So we got to look at the whole context of things. People so quick to just go in this cancel culture and just throw the sledgehammer at somebody when they don't agree with something they say or like what they say. Like even me with my vlogs, I come off pretty harsh with it. But that's because the business that I primarily promote is the music business. And the music business is, first of all, one of the shadiest businesses on the planet. It's one of the riskiest businesses on the planet. And it's a business. It's the only business out of all the businesses I see on the planet that the majority of the people trying to get into the business know nothing about. Think about that for a second. The majority of musicians trying to get in the music business, 9 out of every 10 of them jokers know nothing about the music business. You know how I know? Because there's two parts to the music business. And one part is called making music, and the other part is called breaking music. I'm sure you could guess what part artists know nothing about. Breaking music. Y'all know nothing about breaking music. Y'all know nothing about breaking music. Y'all just have these unrealistic expectations when you don't have a real serious budget to have those expectations. You thinking that you should have some overnight success and fame when your budget doesn't command for that. It doesn't command for us building fans, a ton of fans in a short period of time, you know. And then some of y'all don't pump out enough content or enough good content or enough entertaining content, or people ain't reacting to your content in the manner that we need them to react for things to go viral, you know. So we have to be realistic about the fan building process. How much money are we spending in advertising and influencers? If you're not spending money in advertising and influencers, then you're not spending money building fans whatsoever. If you're just spending money on playlisting, you're not spending money building fans. Nobody's building fans on playlisting. Stop it. Stop it. Unless you get added to Spotify's top playlists, you're not building up no fan base on playlisting. And if that's all you're spending your money on, then you're not building fans, period. If you're not doing live performances, and I don't mean open mics, if you're not doing live performances in front of actual fan base, then you're not building fan base. So if you're not running ads on YouTube, you're not building fan base. If you're not pumping out a bunch of content on Instagram and Facebook that gets reactions, then you're not building fan base. So if you're not pumping out your content in the right manner, and you don't got a budget that commands the process go at warp speed, light speed, then don't expect it. You know? No, and if you're not making hit records, then you definitely should expect the fan base to be fast. It's definitely a slow process, a gradual process. You know, if you ain't got no hit record, no instant hit record, it's a gradual process. If you got no major budget, super big budget, it's a gradual process. And even then, when you got a major budget and no hit record, it's a gradual process. Unless you got an instant hit and a budget, light speed, warp speed. Besides that, it's a gradual process. So that we got to be realistic. And how gradual it is depends on the content you pumping out, how much content you pumping out, how good it is, how good it is, how people react, is anything going viral, and your budget, man. Content and budget, you know. So yeah, this is vlog 35. Building fans is a process. Building YouTube channels is a process. Logan Paul started out when he was a teenager. You know, influencers just don't get famous overnight. It's a process. But artists and musicians seem to think that the floodgates are just supposed to open up and everybody's supposed to just listen to their music just because they uploaded it to Spotify or YouTube. 40,000 songs per day, people. 40,000 songs per day. You might want to go and listen to the other vlog, How to Stand Out in the Music Business. Once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Promo Palace LLC. I'm your owner, Paul Pickett. I also own PlanetPlaylist.com. Check that out for artists and musicians. You can submit the Spotify playlist. Also own NewLitter.com. That's my apparel. We're trying to get it popping, so help us out get it popping. That's for all you animal lovers, dog lovers, And cat lovers, we got t-shirts coming for you. We got hoodies. We got shoes. We even got things for dogs to actually wear, like bandanas. Like a lot of people, some people go to newlitter.com and they think, oh, that it's going to be like something for like dog clothing and stuff. It's not dog clothing per se. It's human clothing for dog lovers or animal lovers, animal activists or rights activists, whatever. We got cats coming soon because cats got litters, but New Litter was originally the name of my music group back in the days and our record label. Don't forget the audio version of my vlogs goes to Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon, Odyssey, Castbox, Deezer, iHeart, Player FM, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Stitcher, and TuneIn. And the video version goes to Instagram at Promo Palace, Facebook at Promo Palace LLC, and the Promo Palace LLC YouTube channel as well. Hit the click now, subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Hit the follow everywhere else, or the like, or the love. And reshare. More than anything, reshare. Please, please, I beg of you, reshare. Reshare my podcast. Just a little 5'4", 150-pound man from Fayetteville, North Carolina, aka Vietnam. Just the city that protects y'all's American freedoms. Yeah, that one. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Vlog 35. Building fans is a process. We gotta be realistic about this. You know, budget content. Once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. And also, don't forget, check out Dizzlebrand.com. I forgot. I got a shout out for Shizzle. I got a shout out Dizzle. Dizzlebrand.com. Also, you can follow them on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Check out the recipes on Dizzlebrand.com. And don't forget to check out promopalace.biz if you need online market and promotions for your music or your brand. Also do SEO. We can do website traffic. We can actually pretty much do anything that you request dealing with online and marketing promotions, as long as you have the budget. Once again, I'm Paul Piggott, owner of Promo Palace LLC. I want to thank you for tuning in. Peace, and I'm out.